Hey guys, the poem I'm going to be reading to you guys and talking about today from Knock at a Star is the poem called Mummy Slept Late and Daddy Fixed Us Breakfast. This is actually a really great poem because sometimes our dads make us breakfast instead of our moms, and it does not turn out the way that mom makes it. And so this was written in the form of poetry, and I think you'll really enjoy it. We're going to do a read through, and then we're going to talk about a couple of terms in it. You ready? Mummy slept late, and Daddy fixed breakfast. Daddy fixed the breakfast. He made us each a waffle. It looked like gravel pudding. It tasted something awful. "Ha ha," he said, "I'll try again. This time I'll get it right." But what I got was in between bituminous and anthracite. Big words. A little too well done? Oh well, I'll have to start all over. That time what landed on my plate looked like a manhole cover. I tried to cut it with a fork. The fork gave off a spark. I tried a knife and twisted it into a question mark. I tried it with a hacksaw. I tried it with a torch. It didn't even make a dent. It didn't even scorch. The next time Dad gets breakfast, when Mommy's sleeping late, I think I'll skip the waffles. I'd sooner eat the plate. So, my third grade class, I'm going to give you 4 different chosen terms and define them, and then we're going to see how they are in our poem. So the first term is going to be simile, and a simile is a figure of speech that compares two things using the words like or as. A stanza is our next word, and a stanza is a group of lines in a poem that go together, like a paragraph in a story, except it's poetry. Imagery is our third word, and it is descriptive language that helps the reader visualize what is being described through our 5 senses. Sometimes it's through one of them, sometimes it's through 2, sometimes it's through all 5. And then rhyme scheme is our final term, and it means the pattern of rhyming words at the end of the lines in a poem, using A, B, and so on in the letters, to show which lines have words that rhyme together. So now, how does this apply to our poem today? Let me tell you. First, let's look at simile. So similes are, remember, comparative sentences using the words like or as. So let's look at a couple similes. We have he made us each a waffle. It looked like gravel pudding. So is the waffle actually gravel pudding? No, but it looks like it. And imagine gravel, like the stuff on the ground, like dirt, rocks, and then pudding mixed together. That's what the waffle looked like. Another one is that time what landed on my plate looked like a manhole cover. So those like gray kind of like rock metal like covers on the ground on a street. That's what the waffle looked like. Was it a manhole cover? No, but that's what it looked like. So yeah, those are some examples of similes. Next up is going to be stanzas. So I'm actually going to show you specifically stanzas in this book. So I already marked them off for you, but a stanza is each of these paragraph forms. Now, it's very annotated, so you can't see it perfectly, but I included these yellow lines that define where the breaks are. So then we have groups of 4 lines together, see, and there's 6 of them, which means that there are 6 stanzas in this poem. Our third term, imagery, is best described through this stanza number 5. It says, I tried it with a hacksaw, I tried it with a torch. It didn't even make a dent, it didn't even scorch. And so imagine you're thinking about this waffle that we're told it looks like a manhole cover, it looks like gravel pudding, and now we're told you're trying to cut into this with a hacksaw, with a torch, a knife, all of these different things, and it's not working. So now we can picture and imagine through that imagery in our heads, this is a tough waffle, and I don't think I want to eat this because if it's not even going to make a dent or scorch, it's probably not safe to eat. So that way, the author gives us the ability to imagine it. Our final term, rhyme scheme, might be a term that you could pick up on when I read through the first time. You probably noticed it. I'm going to read through the first 2 stanzas, and I want you to think before I tell you if there's a rhyme scheme, and if so, what is it? Okay. Daddy fixed the breakfast. He made us each a waffle. It looked like gravel pudding. It tasted something awful. Well, the rhyme scheme is that the second and fourth word of every stanza rhymes. They don't all rhyme the same, so each stanza has a different rhyme, but they all do have a rhyme. And so you would consider this pattern to be A, B, C, B. And the reason why the B's repeat is because it's the same rhyming word, or rhyming sound. So Daddy fixed the breakfast, that's A. He made us each a waffle, that's B. It looked like gravel pudding, that's C, because pudding doesn't rhyme with breakfast or with waffle. And then it tasted something awful, that's B, because awful and waffle rhyme. And so that is an explanation of rhyme scheme. So now that you, as my listener, better understand simile, stanza, imagery, and rhyme scheme, I'm going to leave you with this thought. How do you see these four things show up in a poem? And how do you see these four terms impact the mood of the poem and impact your desire to read it? So you can go ahead and go back to the beginning of the video when I first read through, and I want you to think of these things. Have fun reading poems!